Hello everybody, this is DKG's Avos, and I have for you a nice little replay given to me by my not friend, but awesome guy. This guy right here, this is ROOTSucceed. And he is playing on the Korean ladder here in this replay. This is the last patch, not the most recent one, so there will not be any sort of fast warp prisms that are going across the map, that are going across the map rather quickly. And so it is a PvZ, or PvT, my apologies. My words are not working so well, apparently. So it's PvT over here on Akalon Waste. I actually just got done with a game on Akalon Waste. It was a ZVZ. That's why Zerg is on the brain. And ROOTSucceed, obviously one of the newest members to Team Root. Apparently he had played against Root Cats on the ladder, and that's how he got picked up. So if you guys are wondering how to get on a pro team, sometimes it's as simple as making sure that you're playing on the ladder all the time. That's actually how I ended up meeting a few players. ROOTSucceed, I ended up playing a game of Peep mode. 1v1 OBS Peep mode in Heart of the Swarm. You can look it up for 1v1 OBS HOTS. You can find it there. That's where I found ROOTSucceed. He was under the name ROOTSucceed. He's got a barcode for the Korean ladder just so that nobody bugs him too much, so nobody knows who he is and cheeses him too hard. And that's kind of a normal thing on the Korean ladder, which is a little disappointing just because you don't get to know who it is. However, the email came from the, what was it, Dennis... I'm going to Google this real quick. I'm sorry, I have to. I'm sorry, Dennis... I don't remember your last name, but that is the one and only ROOTSucceed. That's where the email came from. And, I mean, they're really high-level Korean server, so I can only assume that it is indeed the one and only real and true ROOTSucceed. He ended up playing a few Peep Mode games with us. Really good player, except I didn't actually get to see him. I've only seen some of the replays that I've been casting. Got an orbital command on the way, which is fairly standard. Nothing too crazy going on, just a fairly standard opening. No gasless command center first, just because Protoss units are so strong. Terran doesn't want to do anything too risky. And now I've got a lot of emails to look through. Like I said, I got to do this really quick. Dennis Schmuck. There you go. StarCraft Succeed is who the email came from. So I just have to believe that it's the real deal. And so there's an early expansion going out for our Protoss player. Succeed opting for the early expansion instead of, say, a bunch of Zealots or anything. We got a Reaper on the way, but this Mothership Core should be able to stop it pretty well. And you can see that he's definitely going after it, moving as many of the probes away as possible so that they can just hide that weakened probe. And you can see that he's trying to just micro his way around. That Reaper not going to be able to do too much unless this Mothership Core overextends a little bit. But right here, these are the only points that you can get into the base. This is not a great Reaper map. This is just for scouting. But he's still going to try and get up here and Succeed, definitely overextending with his Mothership Core. Going to have a problem dealing with this Reaper if he keeps going out like that. But the Stalker's out, so he should be able to clean that up. Chronoing that Stalker out was a pretty good idea. Although wasting a little bit of chrono there, but he does clear up that Reaper pretty well. And looking at it, no workers killed and killed the Reaper. So that Reaper, although he got a lot of scouting information, saw that there was an early expansion, he didn't kill any probes. Got really close on a couple of them. Got this one in the red, this one in the yellow. So, I mean, good job there. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, it looks like we're seeing a... You know what? This is really weird. The 1-1-1 used to be an all-in build, but now it's almost becoming standard. And I'm not sure if I like that. I'm not sure if I like the 1-1-1 being so standard. Because, I mean, you want the Medivacs because they've got the speed. You want the factory because you can build Hellions and you can build Widow Mines almost immediately. Well, actually, definitely immediately. Widow Mines are so cheap and they're so cost effective. You don't even need the tech lab on this factory because Widow Mines take over the role that tanks had, and that was just kind of containing space. And, I mean, you can see that Marines and a Widow Mine going across the map, that's going to be a pretty effective push. Just one Widow Mine and, you know, these 6 Marines going across. That's a really effective push. The Stalker's not going to be able to handle it too well. that Widow Mine right there, trying to get out of harm's way while he takes out the Mothership Core. I would say that recalling would be a really good idea, although he's doing a lot of really good micro here, making him split up the Marines before anything else goes on. The Oracle's going to sneak out just in front of the Marines, really, but that Widow Mine did spot it, so we'll see how well he's going to be able to respond to that. That Widow Mine right there getting down before, and that's going to lose a Stalker right there, but it doesn't go off. He gets out of the radius just in time. Pylon looks like it's going to go down, but he decides not to focus down that right there. But he's going to be able to Photon Overcharge either one of these Nexus, or Nexi, I guess. And there it is. He's going to scare these Marines out because it's 20 damage per shot. And these probes in a lot of trouble right now. Tries to get them out of the way, but not quite capable. But those probes right here, they're going to get taken out by the Marines, it looks like. So nice try there. This Oracle getting 7 kills, doing a pretty good job there. It takes 5 Marines to chase out an Oracle. That is actually an exact science. 5 Marines with 0 upgrades on any of them. I mean, if you've got combat shields, which it doesn't look like he has, we got a bunch of Widow Mines going down, and more hell. And there's the Medevac I was talking about. Because Medevacs have that afterburner ability, they're more able to move effectively across the map. And so it looks like he's going to just drop around this side of the map. And I mean, Stalkers, I mean, yes, you're going to have Void Rays that are going to be able to take it down. You're going to have Stalkers that are going to be able to take it down. Because it is an armored vehicle. It doesn't show it here, but it is an armored vehicle. But it looks like this expansion is going to go down. And ROOTSucceed is kind of in a bind here. He's 5 supply down, but now he's started warping in, so he's back in the thick of things. Blah, 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 blah. Got the Void Ray out, and it looks like he's chronoing into an empty Stargate, which is a little disappointing, but he needed that Stargate out just as soon as possible because he knew that there was an opportunity for drop play. And it looks like he's actually saving this expansion miraculously, and there's the scan right there to deal with that, and it looks like he's going to be able to get this Widow Mine while it's on cooldown. Almost got that Observer, our Terran player did, but just narrowly missing it. He still has the dropship out here, and so this Void Ray just on patrol here, trying to make sure that drop doesn't get in there. And that's actually really smart. I'm seeing a lot of Protoss players starting to do this patrol with the Void Ray. The problem is that while the Void Ray is all the way down here, if you time it just perfectly, because those Ignite Afterburners go so quickly, you can just sneak right through here. So if he's going to be able to keep vision, if he just moves in to about right here, if he moves in right here with that Medevac, he's going to get it right at the right time, and it looks like he's going to miss just a little bit. Just not looking for the Void Ray there. And it looks like Terran player is going to go for an expand. This Oracle keeping good tabs on everything. Let's see what Succeed's got as far as vision. He knows that this expansion's here. He has to know it's there. But he's making sure that there's no third base. So he's checked down here just across with that Oracle, making sure that he avoids this area right here, just to make sure. And so now this Observer is just going to confirm that there's an expansion going. He's going to see how much is going on. And it looks like that Oracle does the guesswork for him, or confirms the guesswork for him. So that right there, just going to see these 2 Marines, and you see that there's a huge bio army coming. And he should be able to see the blur if he's paying attention to it. That's the only thing. You have to be paying attention to it. We got a Proxy Pylon here, just in case he wants to drop in, and apparently this rock has just disappeared. I have no rock. I have no rock, guys. There's no rock. I miss my rock. I know there's a rock that's supposed to be there. Don't be fooled. My StarCraft is just glitching out. There is a destroyed rock tower that's in there, and so now he's got destructible debris in the way. We do have the Immortals to help deal with some of these Marauders. Immortals also tank a decent amount of damage, even though Marines shoot so fast. But the thing is that they don't do as much damage as the Hardened Shields would take. So you've got a bunch of Zealots here. They don't have Zealot legs, so they can't close that distance. But these Void Rays need to be focusing down the Medevacs more than the Marauders. The Marines, they're going to auto-focus the Marines, just because the Marines are able to focus or hit the... Oh, man. So Widow Mine dropping right behind. Anyway, so what I was saying there, Marines are going to autofocus these... Oh, and that is not a good choice. This is one thing that I don't like, and I'm going to say this really quick before there's a huge engagement. One thing I don't like about Widow Mines. Widow Mines ignore Hardened Shields. They go completely around it. They do all their damage plus the bonus against shields. Now, that shield bonus only happens if the Protoss unit has shields going, but there's a huge engagement coming up, and it looks like ROOTSucceed is going to have a tough time dealing with this because he doesn't have Zealot legs. The Zealots are in the back. They're not going to be able to tank as much damage. We're going to be able to see a bunch of kiting away with Stim going on the way, and we've got just so many medevacs that he's going to be able to heal almost indefinitely. We need to see some Archons. We need to see something going on. You see in the units lost tab, and over in the production tab, Succeed has basically halted all production. He's trying to do multi-prong attacks. He's trying to take out as much as he can, but it looks like this is just kind of a desperation push here. The Marauders have slow. They're taking out everything that they can. He's got a few good force fields here trying to delay things as much as possible, and these medevacs are on cooldown, it looks like, for their speed boost, but they're going to have that cooldown off soon. And now he's trying to contain his Terran player, but the problem is he's got a third base here. ROOTSucceed has no second base. This is really a desperation push. He's trying to kite the Marines a little bit with these force fields as much as possible because everything that the Terran player has basically a range of 5. But now the SCVs are going to come in, and they're going to tank a lot of damage, and it looks like this might be the end for ROOTSucceed. He's got no production. He's got no mining. He's got no capability to build much of anything. There's the Stim that's going to be able to finish everything off, and ROOTSucceed, I'm just waiting for the GG, and there it is. Oh, man. So the problem here is that we had a lack of communication. No, I'm kidding. Terran players are really strong at the moment, and Protoss and Zerg are having a tough time dealing with it. Even looking back at MLG's most recent incarnation, with a Terran player winning. Pretty convincingly, even. Polt did a really good job there. And so that was our last desperation push, and so good game to our Terran player, and thank you so much to ROOTSucceed for that replay. This is Avos, signing out. Let's relax